Let's start on Friday night with the first conference championship game between New Mexico State and Liberty. Liberty is a 11-point favorite here. Over has taken a ton of money, up to 57. New Mexico State, aka the Ponzi scheme, they've covered 10 straight games. And coming into this weekend, we have a lot of the best against the spread teams in the country playing. New Mexico State 11-2, 6-1 as an underdog, covered 10 straight. UNLV 10-2, 5-0 as an underdog. Oregon 9-2-1. Miami of Ohio 9-3. Those are 4 of the 7 FBS teams with at least 9 covers on the season. The other 3 not playing this weekend are Arizona, Jacksonville State, and San Jose State, which all easily could have made it. A couple other games broke where Jacksonville State was eligible. Liberty, by the way, wasn't too far behind. They finished 8-4 against the spread. I could tell you earlier this season, I bet Liberty at home. This is a one of the, I think, 4 rematches from the regular season this weekend. And it is worth noting that historically, conference championships, about 50% against the spread for the team that lost the first matchup or won. But the team that lost the first matchup has improved the scoring margin by about an average of 7 points per game. So, maybe they make the adjustments that they would make. The team that lost maybe favor them a bit. I did play earlier this season. I played Liberty minus 9.5 at home against New Mexico State and covered that game. They won by 16. I made that like close to 12. Since then, I've upgraded New Mexico State. I've also upgraded Liberty, who's arguably been the best group of 5 team. So I'm close to like 13-ish here. So I don't really see much value. I mean, look, Liberty, neither team has played anybody. Their schedules are both a joke. They play in Conference USA, but they have a really similar schedule. Obviously, they're in the same conference. They both played UMass. So they've played 8 common opponents. If you remove garbage time, Liberty won by an average score of 40-19 against those 8 opponents and outgained them by 165 yards. New Mexico State won by an average score of 27-18. So, almost 2 touchdowns less, and only outgained those opponents by an average of 30 yards. So 165-30 and 21 average margin to, and look, New Mexico State was tied in the 4th in a number of those games, and they lost outright by 16 to Liberty. New Mexico State does have a special teams edge here, which I think is worth noting. Both run-heavy offenses, both top 10 in line yards, top 10 in rush success rate, both top 15 in tackles for loss allowed. So you're probably not going to see a lot of negative plays. But the Liberty defense is top 30 in line yards. Mexico State is 79th. I think that the Liberty offense, both offenses should have some success here, but the Liberty offense, I think, will have easier path to success. Being at home also obviously helps. I would lean Liberty, but there's not enough value for me to get involved. This looks like a pass to me. If I throw in a round robin, maybe I'll start it off with Liberty just for some action on the game. What do you see here?
Well, I fully endorse the over. Each team is heavy and running, and neither team is really that well versed at stopping it. I think more specifically, can Liberty defend Diego Pavia and what he has turned into? And you have to look, like, when's the last time they faced a mobile quarterback? I mean, Grant Wilson of ODU had 60 yards, but it didn't matter. They lost 38-10. Liberty did face Keegan Shoemaker of Sam Houston. Now, he did make a difference. He had 52 yards on the ground. He averaged 7.4 a carry, and Liberty won that game just 21-16. So you have to ask, can Diego do what he did before way back on September 9th? He had 63 yards on the ground. He averaged 7 per carry. The problem in that game is he had 2 interceptions and a fumble. You eliminate those mistakes, they probably still would have lost the game, but covered. New Mexico State punted just twice in 10 offensive possessions. To me, that tells me if you can just get to scoring opportunities past the 40-yard line, which you were able to do before, but you had 3 turnovers. If you eliminate those turnovers, you're going to be able to keep up here. Now, I don't know if they can be stopped. I mean, Liberty's run stats are really weird. Like, they're 60th in defensive success rate against the rush, but they're 20th in stuff rate, right? So you have to go inside and see what run concepts are going on. New Mexico State is all inside zone and power with Diego. Liberty's defense is terrible against inside zone. They only have a 44% success rate. It's extremely low. About national average is 52%. And they are allowing a boatload of explosives from inside zone. So I do think
a joke schedule with that success rate.
133rd strength of schedule in the nation belongs to Liberty. That's only considering FBS teams, so it is the worst. When you go to the other side, I don't see any resistance for Caden Salter and Quentin Cooley, running back, quarterback there. New Mexico State's 90th in defending the run. They're 89th in tackling. There's going to be some arm tackles that get broken here. So I fully endorse the over. I'm with you, Stuck. I'm at 13. I can't. First off, let's get some. We got to go to the ledger and fix the accounting here. I took Liberty plus 280 futures on the podcast with Ianello and Calabrese back in the summer. So I'm not hedging that ticket that I have. I would be interested in taking New Mexico State at 13 for a unit, but it's not there. It's at 11. Looks like that's what the buying point's going to be. And if it stays there, I'm just going to write out the future. But I do think at 13, if I didn't have a future, I would be interested in New Mexico State, but I'd fully endorse the over.